All right. All right. What's up, guys? It's Tone Setter here. I got to position myself correctly. Sitting there. So I should sit this way, right? Trying to get this camera right. Okay. That's good. So, I'm live, and what's up to everybody? Jump on, comment, like, share, subscribe. Um, we're here live. We'll talk about week 5 and going and beyond because this is why it's titled the Gauntlet of Games. Because when you look at it, um, starting now with week 5, we're in the second quarter of our season, and it's not going to get any easier. I don't think week 5 is going to be a rollover game, nor week 6 um, versus the Panthers as well. These are games where we need to get it together. This is the stand. This is where the defense and the veterans have to make a pivot, have to make a stance and pivot towards whether they're going to be a defense that is going to be able to mitigate teams um, when needed, because of the fact that we're going to have some games where we might have some more shootouts, but can we avoid of going into overtime? And could we win those shootout games by the defense actually being able to make key stops when needed? So this is up to to these veterans, Trayvon Diggs and the Donovan Wilsons, and I'm even throwing in the Kenny Clarks and the Jadeveon Clowneys as well. I know they're new to the team, and I know they might not try to step on nobody's toes that is deemed as captains. But as far as veteran experience and knowing how to get it done, I think they have a right to step up too and to motivate these guys to stay in line and hold everyone accountable uh, for staying for holding their positions and being where they need to be whenever whatever defensive play is called, and knowing the details. That's where we really um, are malfunctioning on defense is detail oriented things, and this comes to not just coaching. This comes to guys being professionals, being detail oriented within the scheme. And I get it that we have been in the past have been primarily a man defense, and now it's time to switch up and just play more zone and a little bit of man. You know, um, when necessary. And these guys have to be professional enough to uh, buy into the scheme and knowing what to do within the scheme. If you don't know, ask questions. And I didn't even want to start this video like this, but here it is. I'm just letting it flow. I mean, I got down my notes a little bit how I wanted to start off um, with this live session, but it's all good. Um, but like I said, you see the title. The reason why I named this title is because of this next stretch that we have, and it's funny as we recap week 1 through 4. We had our 3 preseason games, and then we had our like almost like our first week of the season. I call it our season opener, almost like a quarters finale in a sense, and it was against the Green Bay Packers. And then with all of the data and information that we have collected, now we can able to go back and analyze things that the defense still needs to be improved. Um, Offense, it's okay. It's enough for right now, and we can't expect the offense, excuse me, to be as high powered as it has been. We are the number one offense in the NFL. And yes, can we sustain that to a degree? But at some point, it's going to plateau or come down a little bit and then plateau where we need to be more methodical and more balanced offensively. And we're getting that, and it's good to see that we're getting that without our one of our main players, our star player, CD Lamb, as well, and that Tolbert and Turpin and Flournoy, these guys are going to step up. But even more so is that the offensive line has been able to hold Dak upright to an extent, but also it's being complemented or because of the scheme and the game plan coming within, especially in our quarters finale against the Green Bay Packers, because now we have seen that we stuck in there with Philly and shootout with Giants, poo-pooed against the Bears, and stuck it out in overtime with the team that we supposed to definitely have lost to. So in an offensive shootout, we went full gaucho, twice already, which is abs to me. It's helped, and with all of the injuries that we have, and that we had all the injuries that we had coming into the Green Bay Packers game, with the injuries that we have going into this game, is mounting up because of because the two overtime games that we had. And to me, I think these guys are just really on the industry, In my opinion, maybe they won't play, maybe they won't, but I'm just saying, in my opinion, that they just labeled the injury so these guys can have some time off and try to recover. I mean, maybe from some soreness, and maybe the injury is it is what it is, but and they'll probably be moved up to questionable or probable on Sunday. Hold on, guys. Let me get something to drink real quick. This is a free promotion. If y'all can see this, you get these at Walmart, local grocery stores. I don't know. You back it up, something look like the light is kind of blinding it. But that watermelon water, and they got the lemonade strawberry watermelon water. They got the ginger. They got the cherry tart. Oh man, these are good. Keep you hydrated too. Loaded with potassium, lycopene, good for the heart, stuff like that. Good for energy, good for your skin, and as I said, hydration. So, um, yeah, 100% vitamin C and electrolytes as well. So, let's shake this thing up. Let's see, I've been coughing up every time I go to speak. That damp air, change the seasons. But back to what I'm saying is that now that we're still not in the overall win bracket as far as week 1 through 4 we went um so we're what 1, 2, and 1, but this is the time to change this, and this right here is going to be on the defense right here. This 4 games: Jets, Panthers. Oh, and we got the Commanders coming up. I can't remember who's the or is the bye or whatever. Right before the bye, I know the bye is coming up after we play the Commanders and stuff like that. I can't remember the third game if there's one. Um, but we know we playing these 3 teams at least, and then we got the bye. But right now, this is where we start to make a stance, and we're gonna start to mold ourselves into who we're gonna become, and it's gonna be up to the players. I reiterate, to the players. The players are going to be the ones that's going to dictate where this season go. Because right now, we're not supposed to be. We're on pace to be like 7-9 or even worse. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I mean 8-9 or whatever it is. Um, so if we end up being that, then that's just it is what it is. As far as um, they say, you are what just your wins are. You know what I'm saying? We will be that. But I think in the way I'm seeing things, like especially after that Green Bay Packers game, a game that we should not have been tied, and actually we should have won. Um, the fight, the toughness, the grit, and you know the and staying with the scheme is different. And I see something different with this team and defense and the defensive players. I know some of y'all may be on y'all last contract, like Diggs. You could be cut at the end of the season, so therefore, this is more the reason that you need to be balling out for the fact that you will want to get another contract, whether it's with this team or not, and whoever and all the other players that are on limited contracts is because this is always going to be a showcase for other teams to show that you can still play. I mean, because right now y'all putting out some bad tape, but are y'all professional enough to turn it around? So, because after our bye week, the gauntlet gets harder, and we need to be ready. We need to step it up. The players needs to step it up. This is y'all season. This is y'all season. This is not on the coach. It's a brand new coach. I mean, of course, it's always on the coaches, but for the most part, it is on you guys because you guys are some of the remaining players from a previous regime. And if y'all can't be professional enough and do your job, then this coach and staff has no choice but to start bringing in their own. They're gonna start bringing in their own players anyway. But I'm just saying, you get y'all. Some of y'all just gonna have to go. Period. Simple as that. With whether if it's a year left, get traded if can, or just get cut. You know, and we're just gonna play younger guys that can get the job done. That's more coachable. So this is going to be an interesting week 5 with all the injuries that we have that are listed as of to date, and knowing who's going to play and who's not. But according to the way things are, is that uh, our starting we're only going to have one starter on the offensive line, possibly, and that's Terrence Steele. Everybody else is going to be backups. But with that being said, we still got a battle. The stage is set. There's no turning back, and you guys gonna have to go out there and give us your all. Matter of fact, you should be wanting to give us your all because of the fact that you actually get to start. You actually get to protect number 9. Shit. I said number 9. Damn, I'm talking about Tony Romo. I'm at number 4. Damn, my bad, Dak. That's what happens when you just kind of just going on top of the dome a little bit. But you actually get to protect Dak. You get to play, and which adds and y'all play well, which we know going forward, any other injuries happen because it's part of the NFL that you are reliable and we can put y'all in. It's gonna help build up our depth chart. You know what I'm saying? Our depth chart on the offensive line. It's good that we're seeing it with the wide receivers. You know, with CD Lamb being down, and that other guys get to come in and get to step their game up. And we're gonna need to know if you guys can step your game up even more, like Tolbert, like Flournoy, because until CD Lamb get back, you know that we only have George Pickens, and so I know George Pickens. I love your passion, bro, and I want you to keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing in the huddle. Matter of fact, I want that passion to spill over into practice. When you feel that practice isn't, it needs to be picked up. They need to pick their practice pace up. You know, that's infectious. That kind of energy is infectious, and it needs to spew over into the defense. So this is why I'm calling on you, Diggs. That's why I'm calling on you, Wilson. That's why I'm calling on you, veterans. Period. So, but we got Diggs. He's on the injury list, so I don't know if he's going to be playing as well. But we do get Carson back and Mingo back. Then they doing their ramp up, 21-day ramp up as well. It's no rush for these guys. I'm trying to tell you because, like I said, and one of my previous shorts, this is an evaluation season for the coaching staff and for the front office. That's the way I see it. But I like the way that Shotty is building the team, culturally, you know, instilling a mindset. And when that defense develops a mindset of enough is enough and take it upon their shoulders to make the corrections if from all the errors that they're making, now this team can really go somewhere with the offense the way it's going right now. And I know y'all see that. I know I do. How about you? Do you see that? Because I do. So, and when we're talking about stepping up, like the offensive line and the backups and the wide receivers, the backup wide receivers that are coming in, that have been showcasing that they want to take part in this team building as well. And let's get a W. Let's get on the winning side, or at least break even right now. And we're not going to take these Jets lightly. We're not going to rate them. We're not going to rate them at all, regardless of what their uh, winless record is. We don't never rate them. We just go out there and dominate. That's the type of mindset we need to have. Just go out there and dominate regardless. And we're not going to stoop down to the level because, as a matter of fact, before I'm gonna get to the running back uh, debut thing. Uh, but I just want to get this in. As a matter of fact, it's funny to me while I'm thinking about it because listening to some of the interviews and everything, listening to Dak and whatnot, especially him, but he's been saying it as I have been echoing it as well. Is the energy and starting off slow. We're not going to be able to. That's where the offense can really get in trouble going forward. In this gauntlet, you're not going to be able to start off slow with some of these teams, and maybe the Jets and the Carolina Panthers. You seen what we did with the Chicago Bears is that we can't play down. We got to play up because they got to play up. You know what I'm saying? Because we're the Cowboys. Period. Period. Because we're the Cowboys. So there's a possibility in the running back room that Jadon Blue could get his starting debut due to the fact that Miles Sanders injured. I don't know. I don't think that it might be true. He might get a few snaps. It's cool if he do. But honestly, I think Hunter Lipke gonna get a lot more burn. To be honest with you, we saw that last game that he had a snap or two. You know what I'm saying? Something like that, toting the rock. So I think Hunter Lipke gonna get a lot of burn instead of Jaden Blue. But it's good to hear that Schottenheimer saying that he's close, that he's starting to pick things up as far as the offensive scheme and stuff like that. So, um, but if he does play, I'll be glad to see him and see how he looks. You know, how he's gonna do his thing once he get a chance to tote the rock. You know, and that we gonna have to establish this run game. It's gonna be defense and the run game travels, right? So that's what we're gonna have to do because one thing we do know about the Jets offense is that they do have a quarterback that can run, that has an arm. They do have a top wide receiver in Wilson. Can't let him get off. But Fields loves to throw to his tight end and Mason Taylor. They do have a um, a a running back that is versatile, that can catch, that can grind it out, and that can break it long distance as well in Brees Hall. This is not a team to be slept on. They do have defensive some defensive weapons too, as well as Sauce Gardner. You know that D line. Some of them are young, some of them are experienced veterans. But they're going up against a backup offensive line as well. So we always got to be mindful of that. So this is going to be a quick throw game. You know, possibly, but definitely gonna have to open up some lanes for the rush to settle the offensive line down for the Cowboys. Also to wear down their defensive line as well, and to keep their offense off the field because you know that our defense have had issues with running quarterbacks. As a matter of fact, um, outside of the Lions and the Chiefs, and you can't even really say Patrick Mahomes because Patrick Mahomes will run on your ass if you let him. But outside of that, man, you talking about um, what's the guy? Justin Fields. You're talking about Bryce Young. You're talking about Jaden Daniels. You're talking about Hurts, Patrick Mahomes. The only two that don't run is Geno Smith and Jerry Goff. They're more pocket passes. But any quarterback, you give them a hole wide enough, whether they known to be a running quarterback or not, will take off on you. Damn, Tom Brady did it. Peyton Manning did it. You know what I'm saying? Get whatever yards they can. So um, don't let them add that to their repertoire if that's not already part of their repertoire. You know, so uh, this is one of the things that these quarterbacks can take advantage of always if we play undisciplined, and it's really going to come to that defensive front, and we get the same guys that are making the same dumb decisions like the Sam Williams, the Fowlers, and stuff like that. So they might see more playing time because of Nealon on the injury list. We don't know. But one thing I do know is that we're not going to take them lightly. But we definitely gonna go out there and dominate. We definitely gonna go out there with that same energy as we have when it comes to playing Green Bay and the Eagles. We can't we can no longer that's the only problem with the offense right there. That's the only problem with the whole team. Energy. So we're gonna need some Viagra if y'all can't get y'all energy up. That's going back to my last video I made talking about the team has ED, you know, saying energy dysfunction and energy deficient. That's what I meant to say. Energy deficient. So we can't come out energy deficient this Sunday. We can't come out energy deficient going forward. And at some point in time, defense, you know this offense is going to rely on you, whether we have the lead, have the chance to or at a tie and need to get the lead, or get the lead and y'all need to make a stop. Or as a matter of fact, like what special teams did, because all three phases did kind of show up last game, but in all three phases where the special teams, you know, we down Turpin. Um, Aubrey's a mainstay, but when the special teams defense got that block, we're going to continue to need that more. But I think that defensively, what I'm seeing though, honestly, is that these guys are all going to turn it around to some extent, and that uh, we're going to have to be an optimistic team, a scrappy team on defense as far as getting those turnovers and stuff. I think they're going to start to produce and we're going to go back to what we used to seeing as the Cowboys, but just in a different defensive scheme. So I want to just shout out to George Pickens, GP, bro. Like I said, uh, keep that passion and that energy the same in the offensive huddle, and let that spread into um, onto practice and everything, bro. So far, hey, keep it up. Opportunity, you take capitalizing on the opportunities. It's nothing I can say, bro. Just other than the fact that I'm glad that you're on the right team, and I think you know that you're on the right team. I think you're the type of wide receiver that we need on this team. To be honest with you, this going back to me saying this at the beginning of the season when I set you down and ask you these questions and what you want to do, bro, and how you want to capitalize on it. And at the same time, it still has to be in a business mindset and mode. That's now until the end of the season when we decide to sit down at the table with you, whether if you want to stay or whether you're going to find your contract elsewhere. But I think you want to stay. I'm showing. I'm thinking you showing that now, bro. And I just want to say, keep it up, bro. Keep it up for the whole season. Keep that positive energy, that that passion, that fire, and I think that is infectious to everyone. So thank you. Keep the team high. Matter of fact, you could be that one that stopped us from being energy deficient. We have to feed off that. So I would ask the question to you guys: how do you see things? And I'd like for y'all to like, share, subscribe, post a comment. Let's talk. Um, let's talk about it. At least just give me your thoughts after this video is posted, because I mean, literally no one is on here but me. But it's all good. It's all good. I've been doing it for 5 years like this, so they literally almost feel like I'm talking to myself. But it's all good, man. I just hope y'all listen to and take away from some of the things I'm talking about. Um, I'm not getting too deep, but I am setting the tone as that is my channel's name as far as us going forward from week 5 to week what to week 9 and to the bye at least, and then the bye we're gonna be back at it again, and we're gonna collect more information. We're gonna see if these guys actually turn the table defensively and being able to stay consistent offensively. Um, Minus any injuries. It's good that that's one of the biggest things that CD Lamb go down and that we still able to click. So this is your guy Tone Setter. Peace and blessings to everyone. Y'all have a good night. I'm out. Peace.